To understand the immeasurable, the mind must be extraordinarily quiet and still, said J. Krishnamurti. I'm also good at meditation. It involves doing nothing and everything at the same time. Quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Meditation then is bringing the mind home. Deepak Chopra said, meditation is not a way of making your mind quiet, it's a way of entering into the quiet that is already there, buried under the thousands I mentioned. Few of these little messages I wanted to what is meditation according to some of these learned thinkers. Now I have a case study quickly. I'll run through the time given, and if we have time left, we'll have a little Q&A. This happened many years ago through two of my postings. One as Inspector General of Prisons, and the second was as Special Commissioner Police Training in Delhi Police. Both the things had human beings, had minds, had challenged minds, disturbed minds, anxious minds, worried minds, sad minds, all kinds of, because prisons was all sad minds, cursing minds, sulking minds. In the police training, it was not this bad, but they were, particularly the training faculty at that time, was not a happy training faculty. They were wanting to be elsewhere, and they thought that police training was a punishment posting. So on one hand, you had people who were repentant, and they were not one, but 10,000 of them when I was running that assignment in Delhi. Whereas later on, when I became training, while I loved my training assignment, I came across a faculty which was not happy being there, but reaching out to the future generation of police officers who they could not inspire themselves because they were actually bujhe wo log andar se. They were actually doozed inside. So how could you spark if you're as a teacher, you're not inspired within, how will you inspire? So I found both the situations equally challenging. So I'm presenting to you something which I tried in my own humble way, in my own ignorant way, but very resourceful way, which resources came from divine by the world itself, by the universe itself. It's like universe came together conspiring to give me solutions which I was seeking. One of them was this. So here is it, sharing with you what happened. So this is reflective meditation. Now the picture you see on the right, where is that? Where is that? Yeah. Picture you see of the police officer in uniform was then the DCP police training. He was DCP police training and he led the program along with it. So that's how you see it. So you have a section of police. So that's how I brought in Vipassana meditation into police training as well as prison. So you have some of these prison inmates on one hand. Yeah, see this? So the police officer is Sunil Garg. He is retired now as a police special commissioner. And he and I recently did a Vipassana meditation course in October in Igatpuri. Both of us went there all the way. So you have Sunil Garg, who was DCP police training, and then you also have a police officer who sat through the program. It's a very interesting thing, and I think what I'm showing you today is something which has not happened before and not happened after. It's not happened after at this scale. And now when will it happen again after? Maybe I'll have to be reborn and do the same things again. Maybe to do this kind of challenging assignment. So I think it's not why it didn't happen, because it was exceedingly challenging. Exceedingly challenging. So you can only have one Karthikeyan taking up such like challenging assignments. You cannot have it again and again. So I think certain lives are probably born for taking on certain exceptional situations. So I am quickly now showing you. Now, this was now I'm beginning with police training. This was the way purpose and values were as I saw the purpose and values. See, the purpose and values were all very laudatory, and you also had these 4 pillars, but in these 4 pillars it was all brawn and brains and the body. But there's nothing called the mind in this. These were the 4 pillars at that time, were the training objectives. So here these pillars, as I said, sensitivity of mind and character building. But how? But how? Through theory? Through reading a book? It was not spelt out. So we had these training inputs in the outdoors. I'm moving very fast because there is a limitation of time. So we had all these training inputs as I share with you. This, my slide is, this change is faster and that's a little slower. The training inputs were like these. See, all these were very training, very brawn, very shoot to kill. See, this is a shoot to kill. It was climb for what? Self-defense or revenge? Oath or of word or deed? Training insights were all human values, but human values sensitization, that's where we brought in. I'm going to take it you further. So this is what happened with the preparing for a humane police service. We brought in art of living and we brought in Vipassana. And our teacher came through this, it was his training programs. See, there's a little sinking difference between what I clear here and there. Very distracting here. We'll do a lot of justice in the Q&A. So you see the images, these are very rare because otherwise you'll never get to see them. A training in Vipassana meditation course, as you saw. We did a prior understanding of the course, which was very important. And we did lots of prior interactions, as you see. We did a lot of prior clarifications. This is Professor Dhar. And we did a lot of preparations, as you see. And this is the way it went. Where can you see an image like this? Can you? You've never seen this before, have you? Yeah. And then the filling in the form, the registration, the getting fed. These are the processes we went getting set. And then the anxious wait, all of them were given a cushion. They went on to onward march, almost reaching. See, I've given you a steady slide-wise, taking you to the meditation hall. This is what we prepared in our police training college in Jaroda Kala. This was a hall which was lying unutilized. We cleaned up, and it was nothing but a place of birds and bird shits. But we cleaned it up and see how cleanly the hall waits them. And now the early birds, and now the family in, and now they're settled. See this? And they're going inward. And watching their breath come and go, watching their thoughts come and go, watching their anxieties come and go, watching their anger come and go, watching their longings come and go, watching their insecurities come and go, watching their fears come and go, watching their sensations come and go, and they were being in command, repairing their minds, seeing themselves from within, understanding themselves, policing myself. I led it. I had to lead it because if I had not led it, the students would not have sat. They thought it was a punishment for them. So I led them. I sat with them to lead it. It was around the same season we're talking about. Reaching somewhere. They were now reaching somewhere. And this was collective self-policing. Teachers showed the way. This is Mr. Ram Singh, a retired IS officer from Jaipur, an IS officer who's no more, but he led this program at that time. He was a very, very noble soul. I had to lead by example. This is the way the house looked like. This is the whole picture of the center. Over 1,000 police officers sat this program, 1,200 in meditation. Another view, back to the eyes open. Now there's breaking silence and eyes open. Now they start to share their experience in feedback sessions. And then we did a little bit of analysis, which I'll share with you if the slide shows. This is how we broke silence, where people, individuals explained sharing of joys, sharing of learning, breaking noble silence, and this is what they said. Now let me read it. But let me not read it because it goes without saying. This is what they said. I'll share this presentation with you. You can download it from anywhere. Please, free, whoever wishes to have it. So then you can take your time to read this. And this was all these teachers came pro bono, as it happens, to serve them. Teachers who taught them. They won't even accept any gratitude. They won't even accept a thank you. They were so selfless. Teachers who meditated with them. This were our gratitude time. And our police commissioner, Mr. Ajay Raj Sharma, credit goes to him, he facilitated it. Mr. Ajay Raj Sharma. He was the one who enabled this. Nobody did it before him and nobody did it after him. He was a rare police officer. Do you remember him, sir? Ajay Raj Sharma? No, sir. No, sir. The first thing they did was to wind up the center after I left the police commissionership. They said, we don't need this. My successor, I don't wish to name him, he said, we don't need these. We need bronze. First thing he finished was finish this meditation center which we had created, saying, ye band karo isko koi zarorat nahi hai. And he put everybody on the run. Everybody was running. Even if he was a 50-year-old person, he said, bhago. ये पुलिस का काम है ठीक करना लोगों को, ना कि बैठ के meditate करना. That's what he said. This is what my staff said. That's ma'am, वो बात खत्म हो गया सब. So I'm just telling, that's why what you're watching is history. History was made by Mr. Ajay Raj Sharma. He was the leader. Had he not allowed me, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But the thing is that he allowed me and we did it. And then I had Sunil Garg and many other persons and we could all do it together, sir. It was a team effort. So we took the police commissioner is sitting for a team feedback. He heard it after he left. So now life goes on to the next. So Vipassana became a major road to reformation inside the prison. Now it's the next one. This is the art of, we brought in art of living in Central Jail. As you've seen even there, art of living played a very major role. This is now, again, just as we prepared the ground for police training, we prepared the ground for Vipassana meditation inside the prison. Now it's a part 2 of the story, how we did it. See, these things require preparation. When you do mass issues like this, you got to explain to people why you're doing it. So I was preparing the ground even inside the prisons by bringing education inside prisons. Everybody, prisoners were all getting into classrooms in the morning, women into work therapy, education. So then we brought in the beginning with convicts and women. And it was newspapers as it reported murder to meditation. How media reported it transformed them. Religion was no bar. We had this Afghani. Gender was no bar. Age was no bar. And here are they with their teacher. Then 1,000 inmates sat the program in 1994. This center is still inside the prison. But I do not know whether it's being utilized or not. I have no idea. It has just gone silent. It's gone silent. Now this is a very interesting story. I'll labor 2 minutes on this to explain to you this Norwegian story. This was many years later. For a few years the program continued. But after a while it has gone into cold storage. But this is a story of a Norwegian who was inside the prison for drugs. And he was in for 10 years. He was almost for 10 years because he had, this is the 10 years minimum punishment as we know for drugs. He did the program. And after doing the program, he told his superintendent and the lawyer that I want to go to the court myself. He said, well, your lawyer will take you there. He said, no, I want to go. I want to speak to the judge. And he spoke to the lawyer and he told the lawyer, I want to tell the court I did it after doing the course. He felt very relieved, he felt relaxed. He opened up completely inside. And he said, I want to tell the court what happened. Do you know what it means? 10 years of conviction. He said, I don't care, but I want to set myself free. So he went to the court and he said, sir, you are trying me for 5 kgs of heroin. I want to know, where are the other 5 kgs? I came in for 10 kgs. You are only punishing me for 5 kgs. So punish me for that. But I also want to know, where are my other 5 kgs? Who's got them? So the court said, do you know what you're saying? You can be convicted. He says, I want to set free. I'm free after this course. Now I'm free inside. I meditate and I'm relaxed and for me the world is opened up. And the court convicted him. His name is Leo Gazdier. His story in handwriting is written in my book, It's Always Possible. That's why I wrote that book. And it's written in handwriting so that people could believe it. It's in his handwriting. He's a Norwegian. He's alive and he's living in Oslo. So he then was convicted. He came back. He was set free. As nature would have it, the Norwegian president or the prime minister was visiting India at that time. And this story of his made it to Oslo television, saying Norwegian convicted in India for heroin. Right? It made news there. His mother got to read it through the newspaper. Now he got to know where his son is. Her son is. So for the first time she came to know where the son is. She went back to the government of Norway saying, can you help him, move him back? Because he's a prisoner. And now there can be a prisoner to a prisoner. So he can live convicted inside the Norwegian prison. So can you bring him out? So that's where the magic worked. So the mother went, and when the chief of political executive came here, and since he was already convicted, the president, like has happened with us in the past in Qatar, the president requested the president of India at that time to pardon him. Can you believe it? That's what happened. This is a true story. And you know what? He was pardoned. And from the pardon, do you know what happened? He got back home. He went back to Oslo. And when he went back to Oslo, he started meditating, opening a center in Oslo. And since he had seen many prisoners in Tihar suffering from cold climate, he sent me bundles of cold, warm quilts to my foundation, saying, ma'am, here it is, please distribute to those children who are inside and the poor prisoners. So this is the story. See his signature? Leo Gazdier. He's around. He's there in Oslo. So friends, this is what is the story of prisons and police. Then evidential, you also had a research done by Vipassana Research Institute, and it showed all these, and this was the way research was done. Here is all the research available. You can download this presentation from our friends. And this is what we asked for, and we did the research, as I said, and it went on and on and on. These are all the research analysis which we've seen. It's available so that it's not that it's just we're talking through our hats. Things changed. We did this little research saying before and after. I think the biggest change came in the way the police officer felt as a citizen. Then another research papers we did, and these are all transforming values through principle. So these are researches also available, which you can see. So may all beings be happy. Here you are. Thank you. So that's it. I want to thank Mr. Karthikeyan. Only he could have given me an opportunity to do this for you. I want to tell you that too. Nobody else does. Only he has the big heart to allow a junior to come and explain and show something which was done. He's the only one. So when he invited me, he gave me a lifetime opportunity because this has never been made public.